You can see from Saquon Barkley to Rashad Penny, you got all of them here in DJ's top 50. We're going to try to find a home and then maybe a style that would fit these running backs here. And Bucky, we're going to start with you at the very top, the number one back on your top 5 running backs, Saquon Barkley. What do you think?
You don't have to go far. New York. The New York Giants.
Let's do it.
I mean, why not? You talk about a big-time playmaker, a playmaker extraordinaire, someone that plays the game kind of like the collegiate version of Le'Veon Bell. You put him in this offense beside Eli Manning with Odell Beckham Jr. on the outside, you now are lighting up the fireworks in New York.
And for Darius Geis here, DJ, he's got the distinction of being LSU's leading rusher on a team that also had Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, big-time talent, led the SEC in rushing that year, 2 years ago. How about the Washington Redskins? Alex Smith last year got a chance to play with Kareem Hunt. This year he gets a chance to play with Darius Geis, and I actually think you would use him in a similar fashion the way that Kareem Hunt was used. I think he's got more to offer in the passing game than what we saw in college, and he runs behind his pads. He does not like being tackled, the same angry kind of style you saw from Kareem Hunt.
We saw him a little bit last Wednesday at USC's Pro Day. Ronald Jones here, 20 total touchdowns for the Trojans a year ago. Where are you going?
Well, this is selfish for me. I'll put him here to the Jacksonville Jaguars because I want to see that thunder lightning type of a backfield when you've got Leonard Fournette and now Ronald Jones, that home run hitter. I've compared him to Chris Johnson because he doesn't need a lot of touches to really do a lot of damage. So Leonard Fournette can do the heavy lifting. You get him 10 touches combined, running, receiving, he'll hit some home runs for you.
That makes for a dynamic backfield. And Bucky, 8 yards per carry, is that good?
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's Sony Michel.
If you're into that?
Sony Michel.
That's your thing?
I like it. I like a lot of production. Seattle needs production at the running back position. Hasn't been the same since Beast Mode left. Let's now put him alongside Russell Wilson. This offense is changing. Brian Schottenheimer is the offensive coordinator. Let's find a way to use Sony Michel. He's their version of Alvin Kamara. Kamara coming out the backfield, not only as a runner, but as a receiver. Give Russell Wilson some easy throws, someone who can win and dictate coverage as a mismatch player. Sony Michel's that guy.
And for Sony and his Georgia teammate, Nick Chubb, I mean, only the most combined rushing yards by a tandem in FBS history for their careers. Where are you sending it?
Well, Barkley was a short flight for you on the wall. You got to come cross country to get over here to the Philadelphia Eagles.
You ready?
Get over here. Let's do. Nick Chubb, throw him up there with the Philadelphia Eagles. LeGarrette Blount is gone. That backfield by committee was wildly successful last year, but they need a hammer, and that's what Nick Chubb can bring. Talk about complimenting Corey Clement, Jay Ajayi. You also get Darren Sproles back. So they have some good pieces there, but this is the power element they're missing when you lose a guy like LeGarrette Blount. I think he'd be a great fit with the Philadelphia Eagles.
And Bucky, to finish off, he is right here at number 47 on DJ's top 50. Rashad Penny, the co-most outstanding player for the South Squad at the Senior Bowl.
Oh, I know going from San Diego to Green Bay is tough, but I think it's the best move for Rashad Penny. We're going to put him at the Green Bay Packers because he's a little dynamic in what he does. Nice runner, outstanding receiver, can block. You talk about a guy that might be a David Johnson type impact player in Green Bay's offense. Aaron Rodgers wants to dictate the terms and run the ball occasionally. He also can throw it to Rashad Penny. I like this fit. I think he can be an impact player in this offense.
Guys, we're looking at some of these wide receivers in this draft class and trying to find an ideal fit for them. And Buck, why don't you start us off? To anybody you want on that list over there and find a fit for them.
Well, I'm going to start with a guy that we just talked about, Calvin Ridley. And I'm going to put him with an old alum, a Roll Tide Road member, Ozzie Newsome. His last draft, he leaves them a present with Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley is the epitome of a number one receiver, outstanding route runner, playmaker. He's perfect in Baltimore.
Yeah, Ozzie has hit on some big-time players from his alma mater there. All right, Curtis, where are you going here?
DJ, I'm going with one of my favorite wide receivers in this draft. That's Anthony Miller out of Memphis. I'm going to put him in Arizona.
Going over the desert.
Yes, sir. The Jay Brown boys are gone. They need somebody that can step in and I think play right away. I think Anthony Miller gives you that. When you talk about a guy that can play inside and outside, he can do just that. Larry Fitzgerald, toward the end of his career, if he moves, you got a guy that you can put anywhere on the field. And the one thing I love about Anthony is consistency. 1,400 yards back-to-back season. This guy is amazing.
Outstanding route runner as well. Love watching him play. How about Deion Kane, Buck? Why don't you put him with the Dallas Cowboys? I don't feel like we've talked about him at all on the show. And if you watch Clemson play over the last couple years, guys, you've seen the vertical stretch that he brings. I'm talking big-time, top speed. You see the suddenness right off his release, and when he's even, he's leaving. You're never going to catch up to him as you see him track a deep ball. Now, you do have to do with some drops. He's going to have some of those. You're going to have to live with it. But the big playability is definitely there. All right, Seaway, why don't you get us another one here?
I'm going with my man, Dante Pettis, Washington. I'm going to put him in Green Bay. No Jordy Nelson. I think he fits perfectly when you slide him in there with Cobb and Adams. You talk about a guy that doesn't have to be the main guy right now, and you get the best punt returner in the nation. He can slide right in, be your returner, and be a solid number 2 or number 3 with the Packers.
All right, Buck, what you got?
Michael Gallup from Colorado State. I'm going to put him here because this guy does everything well. Outstanding route runner, terrific with the ball in his hands, can win off press, can win on zone because he understands the timing and the nuances of getting open. This is a guy that you put him in a system that highlights and showcases wide receivers. Michael Gallup can be a star for the 49ers.
Well, first of all, he plays a lot bigger than his size. You see some of these highlight reel catches, but I see what you're doing there. You're giving a ram to the Niners. Giving it all in the division there, Buck. All right, last one here. Give me DJ Moore and throw him up here with the Jags because when I watch wide receivers, I try and pair them up and you look at offense and fit. I just think toughness. DJ Moore brings that toughness to the table. That's what that Jaguar team is all about.